Researchers have used AI to discover a new planet outside of our solar system. Top airlines are using AI for new features within our solar system. And musicians using AI are universally excited about a chance to make music with a leading creator and split the royalties. Yes, the AI tentacles are making their way into multiple verticals as we have the latest news brought to you through the lens of original intelligence. This is the Bad AI Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Who's bad?
It's the Bad AI Show with original intelligence. We do not speak in binary zeros and ones. Hit the bricks. We're just going to use words. Hello, Sir Lord Travis.
Hello. Hey, I'm curious. Why did you leave out in the teaser about the fact about how you've been using AI to make new farts?
Because I haven't, but I love the idea. Now you've got me thinking.
Yeah, you could do that with your new fart app.
So it's like instead of I fart, it should be AI fart.
AI fart. Oh yeah, that's good. AI fart sounds from your favorite friendly farters.
That is procedurally
I love that.
generated.
I love that. I think that's a nice idea.
All right. Well, gang, welcome to the show. Glad you're here to talk about all the latest AI news and things. Let's go ahead and jump in with this first story right here, Trav. You got to be careful with ChatGPT, right?
Yeah. So there's a professor out here who's talking about how you want to be careful with what you tell ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not your own language learning model, right? You don't own this data. And so whatever you're typing in there, it's going to grab that information. Even though it says it doesn't remember your information, it's certainly grabbing your information and using it to do analysis to maybe make their platform better. So if you're in there telling it like weird shit, like, I don't even know what kind of weird stuff, but just don't be telling it weird stuff, bro.
Well, like, look at this. So here's an example, a job ad. A role is one which is commonly advertised, as the article says here. Then little is lost by sharing the form of the job description with a couple of 100 million other users of ChatGPT, right? But if the job description includes information that could be used by a competitor to identify your business, then the risks are higher. Samsung has recently been stung by staff members inadvertently giving away material via ChatGPT. This is confidential stuff that should only be there at work. So be careful what you are telling AI. Anything you say can be used against you by other businesses, competitors, enemies, scammers, right? Any of that is fair game.
And just like that, the code was gone, because you can literally take stuff in and say you can. So I've actually done this to help me figure out something. I was playing with trying to install Auto GPT, and to do that, you have to go to GitHub, get and get it on. And so then that's not all. You can't just click and install like you would normally do. You literally have to go into the command prompt, tell it some things. Then I had to go get Visual Studio. I had to get Docker. I had to get dev containers. I had to get Python. And I was trying. It was way beyond my normal skill set. And I kept getting this weird error. So I took this error, put it in ChatGPT. It told me what probably the problem was, how I could fix it, and it worked. Like, it helped me debug the code that I didn't even understand. Like, that's what's weird, Joel. It's like, and so if you're going in and you're like, hey, here's the code to something that I'm trying to fit, and it's some proprietary code for your business, that's where you're having a problem. And that's what Samsung just found out.
The hard way. So this is really interesting, as we're starting to see others adopt AI into their model. Grimes is a musician. She's from Canada, and
Elon Musk's former wife, by the way.
Correct. Rather than oppose AI enthusiasts from using her voice and her music for AI generation, she says, hey, you know what? I'm along for the ride. You guys create something that uses my material, create a new AI generated song that uses her voice, and she'll split the royalties 50%. Right. This opens up a whole new world, because wasn't there just this week a fake Drake song came out and got millions of downloads, and then of course the labels are freaking out over it?
Yeah, and then they got it taken down, so you can't easily find the fake Drake and a Weekend collab that never actually happened. But listening to it, it sounded like it did happen, right? And so now these things are getting so good. Like, that was one of the things that whenever I started AI Telegraph, And then I've been going off on all these other things, but the whole thought was like, man, I want to create a cool new Beatles album, right? And across time, and now I don't know how they're doing this stuff yet. I think they're probably using real, DAWs, DAWs, which is the digital workstations that they have for creating music. They're doing that stuff somehow to make a new songs from artists that never did any of that. So I don't know how they're doing it yet, but it's pretty wild. I know there's a rap one that you and I were talking about recently, Joel, that can do some of this stuff. So this thing is moving so fast, man. It's so crazy how I can't even wrap my brain around it sometimes, Joel.
I sent you something today I found in the Neon Pulse newsletter, this app. And I think I'm going to go ahead and share it with you just because it's so cool. We're actually going to do something here live that
never been done before. Joel's going to make his own rap song?
Exactly that. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. So This is spontaneous. I'm going to share the screen. Story Jam is the site that does this, but I'm using Rap Jam on Story Jam. Give me a topic, Travis. I'm just going to type it in right now.
Let's do a rap about I don't know, the man who can't find his home. Because you get some good rap in terms of that. Home's got a lot of different things that can rhyme with it. He can't find his way back home.
Okay, we'll just go with that. Just create a rap. Supercomputers cooking up dope rhymes. Chill for a sec. And so AI is figuring out, all right, what do we create here? There's going to be a rap beat that's going to go with this. And there's probably going to be four sentences of lyrics that we can use. And, this might not be a practical tool, but it's
Is he going to make a beat for us too?
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
I saw a man walking all alone, lost and far from his home.
Oh.
He looked at me with eyes that groan, hoping for help to be shown. He follows the map on his phone, but it only leads him to roam.
Oh.
His fear starts to gradually hone. Where will he sleep under the dome? The man who's left so well known, now he can't even use the payphone. I'm trying not to leave him prone or drown like an ice cold stone. It makes me think his fate has already been sown, stuck forever as if turned into bone. This is what happens when you're alone without a place you can truly call your own.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where the hell's my address? I've seen them misplaced it.
We'll put a link to that.
Maybe it's west.
The show notes for this episode. So on to more practical applications. International.
Dude, it made the music and everything, dude. It's like with ChatGPT, it'll just generate the lyrics, right? Yeah. And it'll tell you what chords it might be in. Wow, that was incredible.
It dropped the beats too. So the global airline industry is booming. Of course, they're charging more than ever to fly, to make up for the couple of years that they couldn't really, that they had to cancel so many flights because of the whole COVID thing. And so they're looking at, how do we improve this? There's a report that came out, AI in Aviation Market, and it shows that the valuation of the airline industry is going to go up considerably. How are they using it? Well, Delta is using AI to create the first biometric terminal at their hub in Atlanta. Swissair saved $5.4 million last year using AI to increase efficiency. So you can read these articles and go in depth on some of the specific things they're doing. But what's interesting to me is that, this whole AI thing, enterprise everywhere is looking at this and going, all right, how do we cut costs and increase efficiency with these tools?
And dude, how long until AI is flying the planes, right? You have a whole lot of, a lot of these airlines are missing pilots because they're not healthy enough to fly now, right? Because of whatever their choices were, their mandates within their organizations around the COVID thing. Some of them are not able to fly. And then as a result of that, a lot of flights are being moved around. Some get delayed, some can't do this. And then I had that thing happen where like, well, we don't have a flight crew right now. And I had to wait another 7 hours. And this will just even happen just recently. Like the flight crew didn't arrive when I was in Newark after NFT NYC because they had a shortage of a flight crew. Then when they did arrive, the weather was bad. And so the flight didn't take off at 4:00. It took off at midnight. And then still it sat on the freaking tarmac for an hour. But you know what was wild, Joel? Is that I was sitting there and it was supposed to be on A20, right? So and then some weird emergency thing came over and said, oh, there's an emergency, everybody stay where they are. And then like, okay, well, we've cleared the emergency, and I'm still waiting. The original gate's A20. I never get notification that the gate changed. And so I said, it's getting close to where we probably should be taking off. I want to go look at the thing. Oh, we've moved to A12. Dude, I got to A12. The doors were closed. They opened up the doors for me, Joel. I have never in my life ever been on a where the door's closed. You're done, bro.
Right.
They opened up the door and they let me back on, and then we sat on the tarmac for an hour. So
they looked at you. They said, "Oh, you're that Sir Lord Travis Wright guy."
So I said, "I got to go see my family tomorrow, dude. I've been waiting all day in this airport since 1:00." And they're like, "All right, we'll let you in." And so it was weird. That's never before. So thank you, United, for opening up the door and letting me in.
Let's break through the atmosphere and go into space then. Researchers have used AI to discover a new planet at the University of Georgia, right outside our solar system, and they used machine learning tools to detect it. I mean, this is way above my pay grade. This is rocket science, right? And,
well, they originally confirmed the planet with their traditional models, and then they verified it with AI. So I would say that they didn't necessarily discover it with AI, but they were able to validate that their regular process was correct, and they determined, there probably is a planet outside of our solar system, and there's probably hundreds of billions of planets outside of our solar system.
Billions and billions and billions. So AI is being used in fraud detection as well, which is going to be really important, because as AI is used for fraud, we're going to be talking about a little bit of that here shortly. AI can, also be used for good to detect fraud. And so people are putting together these algorithms. There's this great report here on Cointelegraph. We'll have a link in the show notes. If you go to the website at badai.show, you'll see the notes for this latest episode, or in the links under the videos on YouTube, Odyssey, or Rumble.
Yeah, this is really good. And let's go ahead and move that story up about scammers, because so artificial intelligence can help you detect fraud. However, a lot of scammers are actually using AI to create fraud. So I want you to be aware of this. You probably, if you're listening to this show, you might have an older relative or someone there who might be a little bit naive. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're a little bit vulnerable. And imagine this: somebody taking your video from YouTube or your video reel from Instagram or TikTok, and then plugging it into 11 Labs, like we told you a couple weeks ago. And then you could literally use that to copy your voice. And then people are using that voice copy to then contact your relatives to act like they're you, to extort money from them, right? That's just one way that AI can be used to scam. And here's a story in our show notes that they used AI. They cloned a woman's voice, and then they terrified her family with a fake ransom call. So be aware. Let your family know if you call them, it might not be you, to verify that it is you.
You know what? A great way to do that would be to have a word, a safe word, so to speak, a keyword, so that this is I'm just thinking about this now, but something that AI would never know, just between you and your family, that they would ask you a question that only you would know the answer to. And then that's how you detect if something is real or not, because this is going to happen, and it's going to happen a lot. Yeah.
My safe word is butt stuff. So be careful. Could be corn. Corn could come out of that. You never know. So just be aware. Obvious. I'll tell you this. I had a family member who got conned out of about $25,000 over time, the old fashioned way. They'll come at your relative, and they'll say, "Oh, I just lost my spouse. I have a young kid. I'm probably in another country or something." And now they have these medical problems. I have this big bank account, but I can't access it because it got hacked, and I'm working on that. Could you please send me $400 for my, blood transfusion, right? And so they go through this whole these scams are very well and long thought out. And so you need to make sure you're talking to your older loved ones about that, because they're very vulnerable and they're getting scammed. There's so many of these scams happening where people are losing a lot of money. So be aware of it. And the scammer's not going to get caught because they're in Turkey, or they're in Sudan or someplace far away. They're not going to get busted. So you got to make them be aware before they take your family savings.
Trav, did you watch the Black Mirror series?
I can watch the first 2 seasons.
Okay, well, you got to go. If you watch some of them now, it's like, oh yeah, that just happened last week, and in the
Right.
news.
It was like futurist.
There's one story that had this mechanical dog in it, and it was ferocious. And now we're seeing here that at Carnegie Mellon, they came up with this quadruped. It's what they call these things, that is able to walk a balance beam. I mean, this thing very precisely can detect that, okay, there's this 2x4 in front of me, and I'm gonna walk it, and I'm not gonna fall off. That's precision. This, of course, is not, if you look over here, the Army's horrifying robot dog, right? There's ones that can be vicious. And
it was like Boston Robotics or something. They've been working on this stuff for a while, and they got these little robots that can do backflips, and they're very agile. And it's almost like the future stormtroopers are going to be that kind of thing. It seems like, right? Like right now, they're all very friendly, but once you put a weapon on those things and it knows that it needs to go, like, that's terrifying. If you think about it from a sci-fi perspective, you put your Robert Heinlein hat on, or you put your, sort of futurist hat on. Like, what could happen with these crazy robots? Like, man, it's weird.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
Bad dog. You're not gonna rub that dog's nose in anything. So
No. So this little piece from Duke University is interesting. The summary of the article is, most kids know it's wrong to yell or hit someone, but what if that someone is a robot named Alexa? A new study asked kids how smart and sensitive they thought the virtual assistant was compared to a robotic vacuum. 4 to 11-year-olds rated Alexa as more intelligent than the Roomba, but felt neither deserved to be yelled at or otherwise harmed. I'm like, damn it, Roomba, clean my rug. One job.
That is some sentience right there. That is just be kind and be nice. Now, hopefully AI has that same sort of gentle feelings towards us, down the road. But it's like, don't hit the robots. I'm personally, Joel, I'm always like, hey, please, ChatGPT, please, could you do this? Thank you. That was really good, ChatGPT. So whenever, the robots take over, hopefully I'm dealt with in a painless way. Very wild. Also in Science Daily, new cyber software can verify how much knowledge AI really knows. So how much does AI really know already? Well, there's tools out there that's figuring it out, and apparently it knows quite a little bit.
That's good. I mean, if we're going to use this stuff, we better hope it knows. Otherwise, why are we using these tools? Here's what it don't know. It cannot pass the accounting exam to the level that a human can, which is interesting to me, because in some instances they've said that ChatGPT can pass a medical exam or the bar. But some of these accounting assessments, it's been unable to duplicate. So
that's really strange to me, Joel, because mathematics is sort of a universal thing, right? It's like math is math, and like if it's not able to figure that out yet, it just is. That's probably why it's not able to do some of the more advanced stuff, like that the artificial general intelligence, where it becomes sort of cognizant and being conscious and self-aware. It's not there yet, but some of the stuff really makes you question how far away it is. People, I know that people like Ray Kurzweil were saying, oh yeah, that's not going to happen until like 2028. Like, no, that's probably going to happen within a year, right? I mean, realistically, when you see how fast these things are moving. However, they do say that there's going to be a point of diminished returns with programming ChatGPT. So ChatGPT 5 is going to maybe push the limits of what's possible with this new version. And then once quantum computing starts taking over, I think that's going to be another whole level. But we're going to see a whoop and then a whoop.
Speaking of Kurzweil, I read last week that he's predicted that human beings will have achieved eternal life, like everything that is needed to be able to make your body live forever by 2029. That's just 6 years from now. Like, hang on, people. Just
well, I would say this, Joel. I think that the powers that be, the global elite, are sort of aware of that, because I've been paying attention to what Dr. David Sinclair has been talking about with sort of like life expansion. He wrote a book called Lifespan. And he's talking about it's almost like our cells were genetically modified long ago to put these telomere caps on our cells. And as those telomere caps sort of wear out, your body wears out. And then when they're gone, you're gone, right? And so, but looking at the code, it's almost like these telomeres the telomere caps probably shouldn't be there. Something's happened where they've modified, our existence. Somebody, some OG artificial intelligence or God or somebody or some alien did some DNA sort of sampling and remixing of us long ago, allegedly. And it's just kind of wild to think about that our DNA shouldn't have these caps on it, but it does have these caps, which that's what gives us about a max of 120-year lifespan. However, through some of these principles, David Sinclair thinks we can live 150 years. I'm thinking of this as like, well, if you can live 150 years, I'm pretty sure the global elite with all the money don't want us useless eaters living that long, right? So maybe that's what COVID was all about, was to sort of begin the process of elimination so that way the few can live 1,000 years and the rest of us are gone.
We're just taking those conspiracy theories from bad crypto here to bad AI. You heard it here first, gang.
And I'm just thinking, you got to think it through. It's like, what is their end goal? If this shit's if we're going to be able to have infinite immortality by 2023, you don't want 8 billion people having that, probably, right? I don't know. It's weird, dude. We better be colonizing some other planets or some shit. I don't know. It's weird.
So our producer, Lisa, found a new AI tool that we're going to point out to you right here. It's called consensus.app, evidence-based answers faster. So what does the research say about eternal life? And I got to create an account to start searching, and I haven't done that yet, but let's see what it brings us back right here when I type in eternal life. What is the consensus app? There you go. So we got a bunch of different journals that have published articles, and I'm assuming that I can click into any of them and see the entire article, or at least a summary of it with citations. So consensus.app is the link to that. And of course, you can find links to all of the things we referenced in the show notes for this episode. And Sir Travis, we got a few reviews that came in as well.
We did? Oh, that's nice news.
In fact, let me pull them
up.
We
do get a few.
We can look at them together. These are some of the newest reviews to come in from our faithful listeners. Oh man, 4 said bad equals good. These guys just get it. Constantly bringing new technology to the forefront. They were the reason I explored crypto, and now they will be the reason I explore AI. They're obsessed with corn, but hey, nobody's perfect. Thanks for keeping the info light. Even when I don't fully understand it, you guys make it fun. That's why we're here.
We are some of the corniest guys, for sure. Insightful, relevant, and entertaining. Well, that's really good. Like, those are things you want.
All the things.
AI has blown the walls down around us and exposed so many possibilities that it is difficult to know where to start. I have enjoyed and learned so much already from this new AI podcast. Their ability to discover and teach new things, question how things are and could change, and entertain so it sticks in my head. That person, I think, was from Australia, mate.
Get it in your head, mate. So we appreciate the reviews, and the first batch of gold epic NFTs from Bad AI Show has gone out to those of you who have published a 5-star review on iTunes, screenshotted it, and emailed it to us with your Ethereum address, badcryptopodcast@gmail.com.
I got to read this last one, though, Joel. First, this is a great one. From Mattenway, it looks like from France. It's like, guys, I'm learning a lot from you, but you should maybe read this one, Joel, with your French accent.
Oh, he's Frenchy French. Okay, let me put it up here on the screen so we can read along.
Awesome insights about AI.
I'm learning a lot from you. I find this fascinating. I do recommend everyone to watch it on the YouTube instead. It makes it easier to visualize while hearing. Just listening to podcasts is much harder to see what is going on. I am a big fan of you guys. Bad Crypto Podcast. I find you guys really funny. I haven't missed the show for the last 4 years, I believe. I am 100% in agreement with you guys as far as global views, which makes us best of friends already. Come and have a quiche with me.
Very nice. I didn't realize we were best friends with Matt and Way, but Matt, you're like our new best friend. Did we just become best friends? Oh my God.
Yep. Hey, thanks for watching and or listening. Appreciate you guys. We're looking at the analytics for this show, and they continue to go up, up, up. That's because you're telling friends. So thanks for turning someone else on to the Bad AI Show. We'll catch you on the next episode. We've got some great tools coming your way. Until then, stay bad.